Game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well, and most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it. That was a really nice job there, stretching zone coverage by running that route deep enough before breaking.
Offense now. They work their way back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if
they've got his man complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
Just unable to complete it in the end zone. A big-time drop.
He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there from 8 yards out. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you...
Now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for the Niners. 47 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to...
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken from just outside the 30. He had one man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And game, there's any doubt. With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line in the red zone. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really... And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. It's their quarterback. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Niners have taken the early lead. And remember, that drive started back at the 2, 98 yards into the end zone. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And some room to roam now. Touchdown, 49ers. Their dangerous wide receiver, an even 90 yards. And the 49ers have moved out in front. This game wasn't tied for long. How about that? A big return here in the 4th.
And this is that time of game where every big play is magnified. 4th quarter, kick return for a touchdown. You've got to feel great about your chances at this stage of the game.
Yeah, they regain the lead. Field and just shy of the 40. They'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. He'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 30.
Bat the ball away as they did there. Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move.
And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation.
Well, any thoughts about overtime? have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. 3 to the right. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand. About one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself. Miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Now back to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball. And
across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Their big tight end, his second touchdown on the season. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive.
Come on and hold your spot. What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Chris Gibbons with his first career NFL touchdown. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before.
It's a good forward. He got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catches.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Chris Gibbons with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the 49ers add on to their lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from? Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Always got some breathing room. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there with a return of 102 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. He'll rifle this one deep right. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the 49ers have moved down in front.
And there's the go-ahead touchdown. And so likely we'll kick an extra point. But to me, I'm looking forward. Special teams now with your kickoff, and then your defense, that's where the pressure shifts.
Yeah, because there's plenty of time left on that clock.
The defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Their dangerous wide receiver. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the 49ers are back within a score. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are...
And take it right on the 30. Might have been one man away from 6 points. As it stands, it's a huge return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Out comes
and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
On the run, he'll let and that's caught inside the 30. Niners offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within? He's got a man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. A big play there, an 80-yard touchdown. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got time in the pocket. He'll rifle it. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, 49ers. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up. Go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Back to throw here. Looking right sideline, that's complete. That'll be a gain of 16, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Brandon, we did watch him play well on tape last. The rest of his team started to rise in confidence as well.
Rubbing off a little bit?
I think so, and I think that they're buying.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fielded just inside the 30. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. Their dangerous wide receiver in the final minute. And the 49ers have moved out in front.
And how about that play right there? 4th quarter, tie game, both sides trying to figure out who's going to make the big play. We just saw it right there in front of us. That's a monster return.
Indeed, breaking that tie with an exclamation mark. The timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. He's back to throw. He's got time. Look under pressure, and they got to him again.